Well, here I am on YouTube Studio. I tried StreamYard and there's something going on. I can't get on live. So I hope everybody that was in my audience on StreamYard will find me. Uh, yes, you'll have to look for me on YouTube, I guess. YouTube, you should get a notice. I don't know how you get it. I'm just hoping that I can share. Norma Jean, hi. Were you on StreamYard when I couldn't get on? I hope everybody finds me. I couldn't, at 4 o'clock, I went live. Well, I tried to go live, and there's some glitch happening on StreamYard, and I couldn't get on. So I sent people a chat that were there because Bumblebee and everybody was there. Oh, you just got me here. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll all get a notice and come on over. There's Diane. Okay. So you did get a notice, or you found me on your own? Yeah, I don't know. StreamYard's having some glitch or something happening, so I couldn't get on. So I'm just hoping I can figure out how to share my screen, because the reason I go on StreamYard on Sundays, good. The reason I go on StreamYard on Sundays is because I know how to share my screen on StreamYard, but I've never done it from here. And I don't know. If I can't share my screen, I'll just have to talk you through what I sold, which won't be near as nice. I know there's a way to do it of course, on YouTube. You got the notice on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, everybody should get a notice to come over. So I hope everybody joins us. Yeah. Well, I can tell you a bit of good news that happened this week. My handyman, who I thought had deserted me, called me back. My handyman isn't gone. He called me back. He's just been really busy, and he is coming over on Tuesday. Brylan, there you are. Yeah. Yeah, here I am on YouTube Studio. The bad part is I don't know how to share my screen on YouTube Studio. That's why I use, hi Bumblebee. The reason I use StreamYard on Sundays is because I know how to share the screen. Here I'm not so sure, so we may have to try things, which could get me knocked off again. I don't know. And I have so many. This was a big week on eBay for me. Good day to learn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank goodness I have two ways to get on to you now, but this will have to be a trial thing with the sharing of the screen, because there's little pictures here that could be it, but I haven't never pushed this one. But actually, when I put my little pointer over, it says share screen. So we'll just have to try it, and then I'll know how to do it. Yeah, that would be great. See, I would love to have, like, other people share their screen and they show a little picture, like right here. I never learned how to do that, but maybe this is going to teach me. You never know why things happen. Um, I was just telling Norma Jean that my handyman called me. So that's a good news too. My handyman called me. He didn't desert me after all. He's just been really busy and he's coming on Tuesday. But then he said that he had called Medina County and there's still a burn ban on because of the it's been so dry here. Even though we had all that rain, I thought that that would make it go away. No, it's still on. So we can't burn the burn pile. Uh, but I looked up if you can burn in a burn barrel, one of those big steel burn barrels. Now, I don't have one, but I'm sure I can buy one and have it delivered from like Home Depot or someplace. I've been wanting one anyway, because then I could do things like that easier by myself. Norma says, I have a lot to learn. Do you have a video on how to make your cartoon self? No, I don't. It's very easy though. I'll tell you, I don't have one. I don't know how I would make one, but it's an app. You just go on and you get the app, the Bitmoji app. And then it walks you through when you want to make your own little person. And it's fun to do. You pick your hair, you pick your face shape, you pick your eye shape and color, everything. You pick your clothes, you pick everything. It's like playing paper dolls. It's very easy. I think the app is free. Just go on and get the app, the Bitmoji app, and just make your own little emoji, or your own little whatever they call it. Yeah. You can burn in North Carolina as long as we're not having a drought. Yeah, we were having a drought. That's the problem. I've always burned here. But yeah, we had that drought for most of the summer. But then we had so much rain, I thought it would be done with, but evidently not. We have a little chipper for your pruning and compost, soft green. I have some leftover fencing, the big, like cattle fencing type fencing. I thought of making one, a big, like a circular, like a barrel, and throwing, especially leaves. I have a lot of leaves, and making it in there. I could just make leaf mulch. How do you put it in your thumbnail? That was a first for me. For this last thumbnail, that was trial and error. I have a folder with all my Bitmoji little people in there that I've, picked out. And I go on Canvas. I made that on Canvas, and then I just copied it, dragged it over, and it stuck. So I didn't know if it was going to work either. But once you have your folder full of your little emojis, then I made that on Canvas. Yeah. That was trial and error. A lot of things I do is just trial and error. This will be trial and error too when we try to share the screen here. But I can tell you that I sold 19 items on eBay. And even though Poshmark went through this big change and they've lowered the rate for sellers now, for the fee, it's no longer 20%. Uh, I only had 3 Poshmark sales. So what's with that? So, yeah. So let me try to share the screen. Sure, I have this great one picked up here. And we'll just do this, you know. If I bump myself off, I'll try to get back on again. And I don't know, you'll probably get notified again if I don't come back. So let me just try this. I'm going to hit the button now. Oh, this looks very familiar. The same. Ah, look at that. Can you see that? This is the first item. Do you see the first? I can't move it just like before. Ah, it worked. Great. This is actually the brand of this is Sleeping on Snow. It's an anthropology brand, and it has all those cutouts, laser cutouts in the sort of looks like crochet, but it's not really. So yeah, this sold for $17.24, and these started selling on the 29th. I made quite a few sales. I made like four or five sales on the 29th. That was what, last Sunday, I think. Yeah, but it sold for 17.24 plus they have, plus shipping. I think it was 5.85 shipping on this. So yeah. So let's see if it goes to the next one. Are you seeing that? Yay. All right. Okay. Great. It works just like the other one then. Well, that's good to know. See, it took this emergency. So this is by Loft. It's a polka dot little pullover blouse. Has a keyhole back with one button, I think, and had some pleating at the top here and a late sort of ruffled neckline, and really cute little polka dot top. And this sold for uh, $11.99. I think the reason I'm selling more is because I've lowered my prices, obviously. If I would have done this years ago, I probably would have sold lots more through the years. Okay. There's the little ruffle on the neck. All right, the next thing is by Apartment 9. I've had this a long time. This is a pullover top with that sort of window pane look to it and a tied bottom, a tied waist in the front, sort of crepey. And I had this on for sale for only $9.74, and that's what it sold for. $9.74. Then I sold a pair of Timberland cargo pants, men's. Now, this I really came down. This was on sale for $21.53. I took a best offer. I have the wrong sheet. I'm sorry. I took a best offer of $15 on this pair of pants. These were men's, relaxed fit, size 35. Yeah, but I've had these for quite a while. They're on a white background, so yay. The next thing is this J. Crew floral long sleeve blouse in a medium half button down the front with some crochet edging on it. And this sold for $14.94, best offer that I took. And yeah, I'm not telling where everything went. Obviously, I can't do all this stuff at once. So the next thing is a pair of Lee jeans. I've had these a while too. They were men's, size 36, relaxed fit, straight leg, size 32 or 32 inseam. And these sold for $18.14. They were on a 25% off sale. Next thing is a pair of American Eagle cutoff shorts. Still selling shorts. Women's size 6, distressed. And I'm not sure if somebody cut these off or if they were really cut off, made that way. But somebody bought them for $10.39. And they went to Arizona, so it's obviously still warm out there. This is something I've had for a long time. Probably got this in a box at one time. This is by French Connection. It's a fit and flare knit dress. It's almost like a sweater dress. New with tags. It's small. And this sold for a $20 best offer, which I was very happy to take. And this went to someplace in Michigan. Next is that second red sweater that I bought. So I've sold both of those nice, soft, cozy red sweaters. Then I think I bought both of these at one of my trips to Goodwill. Yeah, it had a crew neck, and I remember this being really soft. This sold for best offer of $16, which I took. It went to somebody in Alabama. This top is by David Lerner, New York. And Ever Eve was the style, I guess, on this. It was a size medium, this great big animal print. And this sold for a best offer of $9, which I did take. I was taking most of my best offers. I think I refused one for something that had cut it like way down to like $7 or something, but it was only one I refused. This went to somebody in Texas. And this is that geometric skirt by Ann Taylor. It's a pencil skirt, size 8. And this is very dramatic looking skirt. I thought I'd sell it faster than I did, but I guess it has to go to the right person. And this sold for $24.19, the 20% off sale. And it went to somebody in Louisiana. Here's a pair of tweed wool blend, like dress pants. These are size 2 by Banana Republic. And I made an offer of $14.77, and somebody took them. Now, I've had these for quite a while, so that's why I sent offers out. I don't do that enough. I probably should send offers out almost every day or every other day, and I do it about once a week, it seems. This was another one that I sold too low. This is a Brooks Brothers Performance Knit Top. I don't even remember getting this, to tell you the truth. It was a men's large, really nice looking top. Brooks Brothers is a good brand, but obviously it doesn't sell very good. I finally took a best offer of $10.50 for this. It went to Massachusetts, Sandwich, Massachusetts. Banana Republic. This was a silk and cashmere men's large V-neck sweater. Now, this had been returned once, and I don't remember why it was returned, but it was. I have on there that there was some minor pilling on it, but it was silk and cashmere, and you'll get that with any wear. So it sold for $15, best offer that I took, and it went to someplace out in California, Riverside, California. Now this little dress, I got this, I'm sure I got this in a box. It had like a tank top. It was new with tags. It was by Lost Buckle. I don't know. New with tags. It had a tulle skirt, was lined. And I went back and put fairy core on this. Because I've had this a while. I remember it hanging up on my rack upstairs for quite a while. And it was finally sold for $14.24, which was a 25% off sale. And this went to Carterville, Illinois. This is a pair of J. Jill Bermuda skimmers. They were in a size 10 petite in this beige. They're like right down to the knee. And they were cuffed. So I think you could unbutton that button and even make them a little longer if you wanted. But they sold for, I took an $11 offer. Now these were already marked down to $13.49, and that doesn't stop people from offering lower. So I took the $11 offer, and they went to someplace in Pennsylvania. Okay, Cuddle Duds. This isn't one I had just decluttered, although I did declutter some of these. This is one that had been in my inventory. This was a size 2X. It was too big for me, or I probably would have kept it. Fleece wear and stretch, long sleeve, and it sold for the $9.74. And this went to someplace in Idaho, which I'm sure gets cold out there too. This is one of those Time and True hooded sweaters that I just put on. I had this light gray and a dark gray, almost black one. This light gray one sold. It was a size small. It's a pullover. And this went to someplace in Connecticut, and they spotted for the $12.74 it was on sale for. And the last thing on eBay was this Boss by Hugo Boss dress shirt, men's, 17.5 neck. So this sold for $12. No, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. This sold for the $13.49 it was on sale for. 25% off sale. So this is probably on the weekend. And that is what I sold on eBay. So 19 items on eBay. So let me show you on Poshmark. This is look, by Umgee. It's a long line black tunic. Had this cream colored lace. Is black with a scoop neck. Had this lace on the front of the bottom hem. Yeah, this sold for $16. However, there was a shipping discount, so I only made $10.78. And this went to Abbeville, Alabama. Now, that seems very little for this if they're not taking out 20% anymore. I think that went into effect fairly quickly after they announced it, so I'll have to look into that. But anyway, this is still on the way to the buyer. They, yeah, YouTube or Poshmark just sent me a notice. It's still on the way, but it'll be there shortly. So I don't know. It's stuck someplace in the mail, evidently. Okay, the second thing I sold was this pair of Merrill. I've had these a while. Merrill closed toe. They're called the Siren or Serene Ginger Sandal. They're only in a women's size 6.5. It's probably why it took so long to sell. And they sold for $18, and I netted $14.40. Now, doesn't that seem like that's still 20%? I have to look into this. These went to San Diego, California. And the last thing was something I'm so glad I sold. I never thought in a million years I'd sell this. This came in a box. I'm sure I didn't buy this. This is by ASOS. It's a deep plunge. This was all boned up here. It was, had boning, so it just stood up by itself. It's a midi sheath dress with spaghetti straps and this deep plunge. And this sold for $28. Best offer. I took that. I don't know how much I had it on for. I was very happy to take $28, and I netted $23.97. So let me show you what happened on eBay. I actually total gross sales $434.08. However, wouldn't you know it, because of the first of the week of a new month is when my store fee is due, which takes out about $60, $59.95. So selling costs were $250.59. So I only netted $161.37. So yeah. Now, if they hadn't taken out that store amount, I would have made $221.32, which sounds a little better. Yeah. So 19 items sold, though. Average selling price $22.85. So let me get back here. I just guess you click this. I don't know. Am I back? Or maybe I click this. Oh dear. I can't do end stream. Now I don't know how to get back. You can see me down that little box. Well, shoot. Stop sharing. What it says. Oh, okay. Here I am. Okay. On Poshmark, I grossed $62 on those three things. I netted $49.15. I didn't figure out how much. 3 into $62 is how much an average selling price is. I can't do things in my head anymore. 62 divided by 3. So $20.66. So pretty close uh, to what it was on eBay. Still under though. Yeah. So yeah, I am moving inventory with doing these lower prices, which, I don't really mind it. I would like to, I like getting sales and I like getting emptying out some bins a little bit. Uh, yeah, I certainly don't want to make any new bins. Yeah, my fees are paid for the month. You still see me tiny? Well, I see me big. Oh, it's back now. Okay, maybe it's a little behind. Because I tried the first time I tried, I was still little. Yeah, it's okay now. Yeah, well, I suppose I learned something. I can use YouTube Studio now, and maybe I could stop paying for StreamYard. I think that's the only reason I was using StreamYard. So now that I know how to do this, yeah, we could do it all on YouTube. Because StreamYard, I think I don't know how much, I didn't bring it over. Uh, it's like $25 a month. So yeah, I would for sure quit the paying part, because I don't know why I went to the paying part of StreamYard. You can do it free, but you only get a certain amount of live streams. And I think I kept running out toward the end of the month with the time, and that's why I did. I just went back on paying, so I haven't paid too long, but I'm thinking if I said a certain price for the year, I hope I'm not stuck for the year. That's how they get you. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, so not too bad of a week. It would have been great if Poshmark would have stepped up. So I don't know why that slowed down so much. I was doing pretty good on Poshmark. Um, my cross lister is still working, and my sharing thing is still working, because I checked that a couple times this week to make sure. Because one time it had stopped working for some reason. I had to reboot it. So yeah, it's working. I don't know what the problem is. I'm still doing the same thing. See these things here? I had put on Poshmark today, and I had just cross-listed them to. I put them on eBay, and then I cross-listed them to Poshmark, and I just haven't put them away yet. Yeah. $25 to invest in more. Yes, yes, yes. Well, Riri has sent me a note that she will take if any of you have watched the part 2 of the decluttering, Riri saw it, and she is crazy about sewing, as we know. And she is going to buy whatever I want to put in a box for her for out of the sewing cupboard. The pie safe that was full of fabric and sewing boxes and thread and all that stuff. And then she didn't even see the big boxes of buttons I have. And I asked her if she likes buttons, and she likes anything sewing. She even asked me about my sewing machine. She has numerous sewing machines, old Singer sewing machines. I have an old Singer sewing machine. I have an old one from the 60s, I think it is from the 60s or 70s when they were good. I mean, they were metal inside, not plastic. And yeah, yeah. So I'm going to put together a big box for her and get it to Pennsylvania for her. Uh, so that was nice to hear. That'll be fun to pack up. I have to get a box. I can't mail through eBay and get that rate, so I'll have to figure out how to ship it the cheapest way. It's just to Pennsylvania. I can ship it by Ground Advantage, but I have to get a box. It's not a big box. It's not a priority box. By the I order enough through Amazon. I'll be getting plenty of those. I've been using those boxes to throw decluttering stuff in, stuff that I'm sending off to Goodwill. So I've sent a lot of my boxes. I've gotten rid of them that way. I haven't had to put them in the garbage or the recycling bin. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week. Pirate ship. Yeah, Bumblebee uses pirate ship a lot. I don't think I've ever tried to ship. I never ship things that way. So I'll have to look into that and get an account with pirate ship. Sorry, getting have some root beer. I can't think of anything else that's been happening around here. I'm just happy my handyman didn't desert me, and he's actually coming out on Tuesday, and we'll see how that works out. I have a bunch of small jobs. I think the only big job that's on that list were the burn pile, which you can't do, and power washing my deck. So we'll see when he wants to do that. Oh, his projects is clearing out my front garden that needs to be all raked up, and put in a wheelbarrow and then taken to my compost pile. Sorry. There's vines need taken off my shed in the back. Pretty soon I won't be able to get in the door. And he needs to power wash some not mold, that moss stuff, that green moss that gets on your siding. It's on my garage because there's more brush around my garage. My garage is detached and it's across the driveway. And it always gets this green moss on the white siding, and that needs to be power washed off. Could I go out and scrub it off with a scrub brush? Sure. Am I going to do that? No. See, that's something else my son could do. I think he has a power washer. I'm not sure. But yeah, I called my son last night about those baseballs that I found in the bottom drawer of the pie safe. And he says, of course he wants them. So yeah, those will be going. Anything that belonged to Jack, like probably the knife that was up in the drawer, that the fillet knife. That was, it never dawned on me when I said the date until I was editing the video. When I said the date, September 21st, that was our wedding day. So maybe he must have given it to Jack like a side thing for his wedding and put the date on there. That's funny. I'm not good at dates at all. Make sure that you have him do the most important jobs first. Right. Right. Could never see him again. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, you're right. Uh, yes, I will do that. I'll make a list with the priority things first. Uh, I don't know how. Usually, with bigger jobs, he comes and surveys the job, and then sends me and brings an invoice. He can't do that. That's not how I. That's not how a handyman. You can get a handyman. You have miscellaneous jobs that you just come up during the month. I'm sure he'll be all right. He said it's like he does with his other clients, so we'll see how this works out. Jolene, my dog walker, who is my first to call in any emergency. Emergency by I mean not just pet emergency. I'm talking about me emergency. Because if I have to go to the hospital, she's the first one on the list to call because I have animals here to take care of. First thing, she's first on the list, and she's on vacation for a week and a half, nearly 2 weeks. So that is frightening to me. Have to be really careful. Today it was windy. It was windy, and the acorns. This must have been a wonderful year for acorns out in the back. I have those huge two red red oak trees. Red oak? Yeah, red oak trees. And they are, every time the wind blows, it sounds like a war zone here. They are dropping acorns on the deck, and it's like I swear I need my helmet to go across the driveway. Ah, tons of acorns in Louisiana also. Does that mean a bad winter? Oh dear. You have a high school kid. Yeah. Wow, $10 an hour. That's really good. I used to pay my other handyman that I had for years $15 an hour, and that was excellent price back then. So I don't know what this one. I don't. I don't have it. I have no idea what he's going to charge me. But he was so cheap on making the storm cellar doors and doing my vent down in the basement, the dryer vent. I can't imagine him overcharging for anything. I think he's actually undercharging. Might be an old, but yeah, well, you never know. Up here, we sort of depend on fuzzy, the fuzzy bear caterpillars. I haven't seen any yet. Yeah, depends on how big their black or their brown thing is in the middle of them. If it's big, you're supposed to have a mild winter. If it's little, it's supposed to be a really bad winter. That's an old wives' tale too, but that's what people say. Either way, I still have to go back and forth to the chicken coop. The girls are acting normal now, and I made yesterday. I made spaghetti spaghetti sauce and spaghetti noodles. And I took them out a handful of spaghetti noodles out. And I cut them in little pieces about this big. And they love those. Because they think they're like worms. They fight over them. So I took a few out today too. So somebody on YouTube I was watching, I think it was a grocery haul, that they had the way they buy their ground meat, instead of buying it in a big package, because they don't use much at one time, like me, I don't use much. And if I had to use a whole pound of ground meat, I'd have to make a great big pot of spaghetti sauce. Yes, I can freeze it, but I'd rather make little batches. So they got a box of pre-made, they're not pre-cooked, they're pre-made little hamburger patties. So I think, where did I get these? Target, I think. I got these in Target. I think there's 8 or 12 of them in a box. And then I just took, they're big. I mean, they're quarter pounders. So I just took one hamburger out and, mashed it up like ground meat then, and made enough spaghetti sauce just to go with that amount of meat. And it turned out great. So I think that's a good idea for me, how to buy my ground meat. I don't know if you can buy the ground turkey burgers like that. Probably. I would think so. But yeah, now I have all these hamburger patties that I can use as ground meat. And they can stay frozen like that until I need to use them.
Don't forget to take out your trash cans.
Oh dear, trash can day. I have to take out my trash cans. I'll have to go see. I think I took them out last week, though. I don't think they're full enough for me to bother with. Yeah, Sam's Club. Most places do. I think I got these at Target. I think. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I know it wasn't Aldi, so it must have been Target. Or it could have been Mark's. One of those two. Yeah, a lot of places, regular grocery stores, sell those now. Well, I think this past week, I had a big dish of ice cream. Now, I've eaten ice cream my entire life. When I used to drink milk too, regular milk, and make chocolate milk, and big glass of it, and it started not making me feel good in the stomach. So that's when I switched to lactose-free milk, and that's fine. So the other night I had a big bowl of ice cream, and afterwards I didn't feel good in the stomach. So I'm thinking, don't tell me now I have to buy lactose-free ice cream, because it costs twice as much. But I'll try again, not so big of a dish. Maybe it was just too much. Call Samantha. Yeah, Samantha doesn't live close. Jolene lives close. Samantha lives way down beyond my son's house. I mean, she lives a good 40 minutes from me. So she's not near as close. It's the problem. and she can't take the dog. See, Jolene has a regular daycare center at her house. She has a whole business. She could actually take Penny and Riri. Hi, Riri. Okay, Overwatch. You know, you have the same red circle as Renee Gregory has. I thought that was you though, up there for a while. Yes, you have a good week too, Riri. Yeah. I'll get that stuff to you as soon as I can. I'll text you about it. Bye, Riri. So that's about it for today. I plan. I'm behind already on the daily 5-minute daily declutter, but you can start whenever you want. So I just have to start whenever. I've done 2 of them so far. But it's nice because you get the whole little book that she's printed out, and you get the whole little sheet that tells you every day for 30 days what to do. That's what I need. And I have it pinned to my refrigerator. And yeah, I've done 2 of them so far. I think the next one I have to do is clean out the refrigerator, which is a good one for me to do. So everybody have a good week, and I will see you on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. So thanks for joining me and sticking with me. So we learned something today, or I did. And I will see you on Thursday. Bye.